you might want to stay away from this film because there's some scenes that you're like, oh! Hey everyone, welcome to Mr. Teach Film Preach, and if you're a film lover like I am, and you learn from films as much as I do, and you're a horror fan, then you are in the right place. And if you're in the right place, click like down below and subscribe to my channel. What did you think of these two films? Renfield and Evil Dead Rise? Let me know in the comments down below. Today we're doing a double feature. Double feature, oh yeah. So to start off with our double feature, we're gonna start with the 2023 vampire comedy action gore film, Renfield, starring Nicolas Hoult, Nicolas Cage, Awkwafina, R.M. Renfield, as he decides to leave his century-long line of servitude as a familiar to Count Dracula. As he finds a new life and falls in love with a feisty New Orleans cop, Dracula returns to claim his servant and continue their toxic relationship dynamic.
Renfield, bringing innocent victims.
First things first, I'm not a big fan of vampire movies generally, so going to this film I wasn't really expecting much, and I think what the trailers gave us is exactly what this film delivers on. First of all, having Nicolas Cage as Dracula is awesome. I think that's a great casting choice. Nicolas Cage himself has always wanted to play Dracula, so this was a great, fulfilling role for him, and I'm so happy he got to do it. You need someone who is charming and sweet, but can play that melodramatic, but play creepy and intimidating at the same time, and who's crazier than Nicolas Cage?
Pissed blood!
Nicolas Hoult as Renfield was awesome too. I like that the story is told from his perspective. Awkwafina is hilarious in everything she does, and this is no exception. Ben Schwartz may have stolen most of the scenes that he's in. Like, he is so funny. This review is going to be really quick. I don't have that much to say about this film. Did I love it? No. Did I hate it? No. I thought it was good. It was fun. It was entertaining. It had a good pace, really funny tone, had some jokes that didn't hit and some jokes that did. There were some action scenes that were awesome and then some action scenes not so great. I thought the concept of this film ended up being a lot stronger than the execution and the writing of the script itself. I don't know if they necessarily pulled it off to the fullest extent that they wanted it to. There were certain tones and genres that they really were trying to do in this film, and it was just too many of them all at once. Like, it's a comedy, it's a dark comedy, gore, horror film.
Let's eat.
It's an action film. There's some romance in there. There's supernatural abilities. There's a little bit of like superpowers in there. It's kind of a gangster flick film set in New Orleans. Sort of a cop drama detective film as well. And I don't know if it really balanced all of those types of films that they wanted to make and they shoved into this one movie. But is there anything super negative about the movie? No. It's exactly what the trailer gives you. I'm gonna go ahead and give Renfield a B-. The next film on our double feature for today is the 2023 fifth film in the franchise sequel follow-up, Evil Dead Rise. Written and directed by Cronin, after an earthquake in LA reveals the Book of the Dead to a single mother and her 3 children and their visiting aunt, the family must survive the night trapped in their apartment building as they battle a true nightmare. Demons of the dead on the rise to kill everyone.
Mommy's with the maggots now.
It is the 5th film in the franchise, and I gotta say, they've kept the franchise intact.
Yes!
What a scary experience in the theater. If you're one of those people who don't like horror films, do not see this film. It is really gory. It is scary at times, and it has some body horror that you're like, no! There's some great kills, some really inventive deaths in this film, some really great cinematography. This film is shot super well, like very professional looking, while also still having that sort of B horror film aesthetic to it. There's this great scene where they're looking through the peephole of the apartment front door out into the hallway where the mother is, and she's like killing people and she's like trying to taunt the kids to come out into the hallway or to open the door. And I thought that scene was shot so incredibly well.
You don't look so good, Mom.
Nothing a big old kiss from you won't fix.
Now, most of the Evil Dead films are set in the woods, at a cabin in the woods. They're isolated. So you had to get these characters to be isolated in this building. And I don't know if they necessarily did the best way to get there. Like, the earthquake felt a little forced, and it was like, here's a plot point so we can get the Book of the Dead into the hands of the family. But once you did, then the movie really takes off. And I like that they're trapped inside of a building because it still had the same feel as the Evil Dead films before it, but in a different location. Another thing I really liked that they added on was that they set it with a family whose mother is infected by this evil, and that is more horrifying than anything. I think the kids seeing their mother that they love and that is their world become this horrifying creature, and that was such a great thing that they added to make that horror just a little bit more extreme and just a little bit more scary. This movie is awesome. It's simple, it's straightforward, it's got some good twists and turns here and there, and obviously as an Evil Dead film, there's lots of blood and kills, and if you like that stuff, there's definitely plenty of that. I thought it was just such a great return to mainstream horror filmmaking that also feels small scale. So glad that this movie didn't go to streaming, and it should be seen in theaters because what an experience in the theater. My crowd was laughing, screaming, crying, whimpering, cheering, and it was so much fun.
So much.
I gotta say, the performances were pretty good, especially from Alyssa Sutherland, who plays the mother, when she becomes the Evil Dead. Her physical performance and the way she moves and talks and presents herself and smiles, like, it's just so unsettling. And what a scary, thrilling, bone-chilling performance from her. I thought she was the best part of the movie.
Eeny, meeny,
Miny.
Lily Sullivan did a great job too as the aunt who has to help the kids survive the night as they try and run from their mother and survive this hellish nightmare. This movie is a one and done. Like, you don't need to see the other Evil Dead films to understand this movie. 1 hour and 37-minute film. It runs at a great pace, well edited, well shot. I wish the character development was just slightly there, just even like a little bit, 10% more. I thought what they did to start this movie and the last kind of bookend tag of the film weren't necessary. Like, they could have just chopped those out altogether. It had nothing to do with the rest of the film, with this family in Los Angeles and this earthquake, surviving the night in this building. The whole movie I kept saying, what about those people at the beginning? And then they addressed it at the end, and I was like, oh.
Thanks for that. I'll log that away.
Besides those couple of things, this is a crazy movie. It is definitely worth checking out. If you are a horror fan, if you're an Evil Dead fan, this is one to go watch in the theater with a big group of people. So I'm gonna go ahead and give Evil Dead Rise a B+.
Groovy.
What did you think of these two films? Are you a horror fan? What did you think of Evil Dead Rise? And what did you think of Renfield? I would love to hear your thoughts and comments down below. And while you're down there, click like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for checking out Mr. Teach Film Preach. Come back and check out some other videos like the Super Mario Bros. Movie, Air Courting a Legend. Come back and check out some other videos, and we'll see you on the next one. Stay focused, stay awesome, and as always, let's get taught.